this is Patricia, your TV host of HomebuyingTipsTV.com, and today this is our second edition of our Landlord series. I'm with Bob Hedquist and Lavonne Strand, property managers here at Coldwell Banker in the Kendall office. At the end of our interview, you'll have all their contact information so you can reach out to them. So thank you both for meeting with me this afternoon.
Well, thank you for having us. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. So my first question is, how long have you guys been property managers, and about how many properties do you manage?
We've been managers for 9 years, and off and on we manage 45 to 50 properties. Right now we're doing 41, so we have a little vacation.
Oh yes, definitely.
There's never a vacation with property management. You're connected all of the time. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we peaked at about 55 properties, but right now we're at 41. It just for different reasons. Some owners move back into their properties. Some of them end up selling them eventually, and so there's all different kinds of reasons. But the properties fluctuate.
Okay, great. So we're going to talk about today's landlord and who that happens to be. They can be baby boomers. They can be traditional investors. But let's find out who is today's landlord.
There are all different kinds of landlords, and your typical thought when you think about a landlord is someone that deliberately sets out to become a landlord. They buy a property and they invest in it, and they set out to be a landlord. There are a lot of accidental landlords and all different kinds of reasons. Some of them might become reluctant landlords. Some of them we have just a multitude of people. They can be transferred, relocating. We just kind of went over some of our properties, and probably about 50% of them are investments, but that doesn't mean that they bought them as investments. They could have acquired them or kept them for different reasons and became landlords. Some of them are relocated. Their jobs change. They're working for the government. They're working for the military, and they get transferred, and they decide to keep the property, to either come back to South Florida or to just keep it as an investment property. And we have a sort of a new category that we've developed, and that's the baby boomers' parents. The baby boomers' parents are getting to the age where they're moving into assisted living or into a nursing home, and they're talking to their family about moving in. And what are we going to do with the house? You know, we've got this house, and I'd just rather stay in my house, and what if I don't like it?
Right.
And so one of the alternatives for them has been to rent the property. They move into the facility, and the family keeps the property in the family, and they rent it. And they hire a professional property manager like Lavonne or myself or any one of the other property managers at Coldwell Banker.
That's true. And that's one of the things when I'm used to meeting the traditional investor that wants to purchase a property, like you said, from day one with the intent of having it for rental income. But then the word accidental landlord, when you said that to me, it was a new word for me, because I didn't realize that some people, because of a change in their circumstance, they become an accidental landlord. And it can be overwhelming at the beginning, because now all of a sudden you have this property and you're wondering, what am I going to do? And that's where a professional property manager comes in to relieve that stress and the burden, and you take over everything for them.
Another category is the foreign investors.
Yes.
That's really a gold mine for anybody that wants to start out in property management, is to, especially if they speak Spanish, because we have a lot of foreign investors that come just to put their money in the U.S., Venezuela, whatever, to get safekeeping. So that's another major prospecting area if someone wants to property manage.
As far as some of the other ones, I'll just list a few of the other types that we've run into besides the baby boomer parents, government, military. Some of it is an inheritance. They've inherited a property here in South Florida. Their parents have retired here, and they've inherited it. Some of them, they are moving up to a new property, a larger property. Their family grows, and they had a starter home before, and they decided to keep that property and just have it rented out. And then there's the divorced, married, remarried category, where they have two properties, they get remarried, and they decide to keep one of them as an investment property. And this is a newer category. Some people today they've taken their IRAs or 401k money, and in some cases it hasn't been doing that well for them. they've moved it into an investment property. Some of the rules on that is that they have to pay cash for the property. They can't have it leveraged with a mortgage. And then also it has to be professionally managed. It has to be hands-off, but they can move it over just like an IRA or a...
Wow, that's interesting. That's great.
Beats the interest rates nowadays.
And they're getting an income out of the property.
Excellent, excellent. Wow, I'm learning so much. I had no idea. Like I said, for me, it's always been the traditional investor that's coming in wanting to buy it. But now the accidental landlord, brand new category.
It's okay if they want to buy one and become a deliberate landlord.
This is true. This is true.